November is Movement Disorder Awareness Month, and here to help us better understand how movement disorders impact a person's daily life is Dr. Thomas Hammond, a neurologist with Baptist Health. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome, Natalie.
Can you explain exactly what movement disorders are?
Yeah, movement disorders are a series of neurologic disorders which affect movement, as the name implies. The fact is that there are normal movements like you're just twitching your arm or moving your hand and stuff like that. Either too much movement or too little movement is considered a movement disorder. Everybody's familiar with tremors. People who have tremors, people have tic disorders. We've all had the familiar phenomena of your eyelid twitching when you're nervous. That's a benign tic. But there can be restless legs as another movement. Anyway, these disorders can be voluntary, where you're kind of nervous and you're doing it, or involuntary, where you have no control over the movement. They may be mild or they can be disabling.
So what are some of the warning signs that people should be looking out for if maybe they are seeing some symptoms and they should go see a doctor? What should they look out for?
Well, handwriting is a clue to problems with tremor and Parkinson's disease. As the handwriting in patients with Parkinson's disease gets smaller over time, it gets micrographic, it's said to be. And so if your handwriting is getting smaller and you're slowing down, you may have early Parkinson's. The handwriting gets scratchy in people who have essential tremor. That's where your smoothness of your handwriting is no longer evident. Any kind of twitching that seems to be unusual that you don't seem to have control over could be a sign that you're getting a movement disorder.
Is there a particular age group that moving disorders target?
Well, they can occur in any age group. I mean, there are genetic diseases like Wilson's disease where there's an abnormal copper metabolism. Those people will get it oftentimes in their teens or 20s. I had a college student. He went to college and he started having. He wasn't doing well in school. He had been a valedictorian from his class, and he was not doing well in school. And he came back, and then he had some abnormal liver functions. It turned out he had copper deposits in the brain. That's a very treatable cause of movement disorder. So he really got treated effectively with medication.
Have there been any advancements in therapy or treatments for patients?
Yeah, there's always stuff going on. In the last year and a half or so, the advent of a high frequency or high intensity focused ultrasound treating tremors has become very, very effective. In this case, it's non-invasive. They don't do surgery, but basically it's doing what a surgeon would do, and it's done by the surgeons, and it uses MRI to guide some ultrasound imaging into it's actually ultrasound energy into the brain, and then causes a lesion in an area that's causing tremor, and it eliminates the tremor.
Dr. Henman, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate your insight. If you'd like to watch this interview or for more information, you can head to WPBF.com or download our free WPBF 25 News app. Stephen.
Interesting stuff. Thank you, Matt.